when I started with this random topic blogging. So I just made a list of topics and wrote about them. It turns out I'm not actually that great of a writer, but that's another story. That's why I have podcasts now. I still do some writing, blogging, but I found out after just, a month or two that was pretty hard for me. And I kind of had this phase of burnout where I stopped being able to do this random topic blogging. So we'll see that as kind of one of the metrics down below. Then I started doing these templated paper review posts, and that was based on, again, this Nicholas Guecki post I mentioned above, or mentioned previously. And I did 40 blog posts in 56 days with this process. It was really great. So this was an example of a different content machine. Here I started with a templated process. I did the same thing for every post. I reviewed a paper, put the notes on the back, and include that. And you can see in some of our early podcast episodes, I talk about that, especially episode number 1 on content creation strategies for your research blog. And I think on episode number 2 as well. And that comes back to a post that I wrote on the website, which was how to write 40 academic blog posts in 56 days. So this was my, my first real leap into a different content machine than just random topic blogging. And it really helped. I had 40 posts over 56 days, but then I still burnt out again. So it just, goes to show that as you put these machines in place, you'll need to come back and revisit whether it still worked for you. Last April, so April 2018, we put in place the combustible dust incident database, where we write a blog post about every fire and explosion in industries handling combustible powders and dust. Again, that's my research area. That's my research company. And we have a huge content machine there. I think we've done over 400 posts last year alone. And now I'm just taking a step back and reevaluating that whole content machine and saying, hey, is there some processes that we can change here to be more efficient, to be more effective, to verify more of what we're doing, to put more value into the world? So that's just the point I wanted to leave with this story is, one, you really need a content machine to have a repeatable process to generate content. Otherwise, you will eventually go through burnout. 2, even if you'd have a content machine or several content machines like I do with GradBlogger and Dust Safety Science, you're probably still going to suffer burnout if you're doing a lot of the work yourself. And 3, that just means that you need to reevaluate those every once in a while and restructure the process. You can drop a content machine for a while. You can start one back up after a while as well. And the reason I call them content creation modules at the start, CCMs, is that they can actually plug into each other. So a newsletter can be a content creation machine. I share my newsletter on LinkedIn, like the actual link to it with text that's taken as snippets out. And that's a piece of content that's shared that people can click, get back to the newsletter, get back to the website. So that's content machine itself, and my other content machines feed into that. So these content creation modules, CCMs, or just content machines, can really feed into each other.